The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Operation Quinn Hughes is still alive, and Trevor Beggs, man, he's not on the podcast today because he chose his family over his people. So again, do the math. Let's do this. Locked On Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. My name is Kyle Bowen. We're at the Don't Doze Art Lab, and Trevor Beggs, man. Could have made it, but didn't make it. More on that in a couple of minutes, okay? I'm here, though. I've told you this many times. In fact, many times. The first love of my life, not my mom and dad. It was the Vancouver Canucks, okay? That's the first choice of love I made. Okay? Consciously, not subconsciously, but hey, put some respect on that. I'm a Canucks fan before I'm a Bowen. Sorry, Dad, it is what it is. I'm still here. July 15th. I'm still here. And how can I not be? Because somebody else, I say this often, and I got to be grateful for it because I failed Math 10, okay? But somebody else did the math for us. Times two. I guess on the Athletic, right? Thomas Drance. One love to Thomas Drance. He came out with a little Canucks notebook in the summer, okay? He said a lot of things. We're obviously going to go through all those things because, again, it's July 15th. And if Trevor could take a day off, I can take somewhat of a day off too, okay? Let someone else produce the show. And right now, Thomas Drance subconsciously producing the show, okay? Let's go through the notebook. And I also got to give another shout out to Canucks News Summaries on Twitter, okay? If you know, you know. Man, oh man. First and foremost, okay, we got to bring this up. Apparently, allegedly, Operation Quinn Hughes is, looking greener. And not for the jealous reasons, right? Because, you know the deal. Quinn Hughes has 2 years left on that contract before he becomes a UFA, which means, next July, he'll be eligible for an extension, right? Everyone knows that. But did you know this? Because, again, Thomas Drance did the math. That old CBA, right? It's still around until when? Mid-September of 2026, okay? Why does that matter? It matters because of this. If Quinn Hughes doesn't sign his extension before, the new CBA kicks in, again, mid-September 2026, that means he, will have the opportunity to sign for 8 years. Right? So you sign before mid-September. You sign in the old CBA. You can still sign for 8 years with your current team. Afterwards, he'll only be able to get a 7-year deal. The 1-year difference doesn't sound big, but if he goes to UFA months later, the longest contract he can sign is 6 years. So in theory, that's like leverage to some extent. Here's a guaranteed, $30 million, $28 million, $26 million that you can get before mid-September of 2026. That's a lot of sheets. Now, I don't know if Quinn Hughes, cares about money that much. And we gotta bring this up, even though it's personal, it's family, but the Hughes Enterprises, again, if there's one athlete out there that does not have to care that much about getting paid his wage, it's probably that enterprise, okay? They're doing it. I'm pretty sure they could buy Walmart if they wanted to, okay? The whole Hughes family. I don't know how important money is. Again, it probably isn't, but there is some leverage there. There is some security. I also heard that Tyler Myers, right, on the what show was he on? Anywho, he was talking about how obviously Quinn Hughes hates the noise, right? He doesn't want to listen to anything about the contract, anything about his brothers. The dude only cares about winning, and that ish could get annoying, okay? And, there's some people looking at that, and they're like, oh, look at these dumbass podcasters, okay? Dumbass bloggers always talking about this Quinn Hughes situation. Yo, the president of the whole operation, dude, Jim Rutherford, Donald Trump. I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying they both like to talk a lot, okay? Hey, the reason why we're thinking of the whole brother thing more so than ever is because somebody in the Canucks organization told the whole world that that's what he wants to do to some extent. Quinn Hughes not liking the noise. All in all, here's the thing. He can get 8, those 2 extra guaranteed years by September of 2026. That's not available from later. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, we got to win games. That's the only thing that matters, okay? Now, guaranteeing yourself $28 million more guaranteed. Again, 100% guaranteed while having a great season the year prior. I don't know. That sounds rosier. That sounds like it's gonna reach its potential. It sounds possible. And obviously so important because Quinn Hughes is the best Canucks player of all time. You got to keep this guy no matter what price. It'd be a luxury. We'd be blessed to get him for 8 years. Okay? Guaranteed they're going to name streets after this guy if he's a Canuck for that long. Like, that's how damn good he is. Let me know in the comments. At the end of the day, is Quinn Hughes the best Canuck of all time? I think so. I know so. Like, give it 2 more years. Give it 2 more years. He'll already be there. But give it 8. Like, nobody's going to catch him in franchise history. That's a guarantee till the year 3,467. You keep Quinn Hughes. That's a way to. I don't want to say keep the window open because I'm not gonna rest on those laurels, right? Until we prove it, our window is open. But you get like 8 to 9 more years of Quinn Hughes having one of the best players in the game on your team, having a cerebral guy, a guy who's cocky, he likes to win, he wants to win, he only cares about hockey. A great leader, again, top 5 player in the game, top 3 player in the game. Having that guy for that long, eventually the window is going to reopen. He's hope, yo. Quinn Hughes is hope, and I don't know, just reading any little blurb about having some leverage in this negotiation with a potential GOAT, right? It matters, especially when your team historically loses, right? Again, this guy loves to win, wants to win. We're losers. The Vancouver losers. I didn't say it. They said it. Who? Look at the standings. Come on. It's been long. I've said this many times. And I just, new people listen to the show. I gotta let them know. Again, I chose the Canucks fans over my family. Okay, that's Kyle Bound, KYLEBHAWAN. Throw me in whatever. I gotta let you know. Again, in my 20s, all my 20s, because now I'm 32 and a half years old. Ask me, how many times did I go to the bar to have a brewski while watching a Canucks playoff game, okay? Watching a meaningful playoff game. 0 times. That's crazy. That's not right. That's an example of dreams not coming true. I'm sorry, kids. It is what it is. And whose fault is that? This organization, this team that always loses. Quinn Hughes is supposed to stay here. Dude, again, any sort of leverage, I'm grateful for it, man. So thanks, Thomas Drance, for doing the math. Let us know. Do you think Quinn Hughes cares about, again, the guarantee of 8 years only being available prior to the new CBA kicking in? Can you put that under your pillow tonight? Like, are you happy now? Can you rest easy this summer? And what would happen? Speaking of resting easy, if the Oilers did get Arturs Silovs instead of the Penguins, because we have to touch on that. Apparently, allegedly, assumingly, Frank Saravelli of what, Bleacher Report now? Is he telling us the truth? Some people saying, Frank Saravelli says whatever he wants because he's got a microphone. The journalism aspect of it isn't there. Some people say that. I don't know. I feel like he's close to a lot of people in Edmonton. And trust me, I'm petty. I listen to a lot of Oilers podcasts. I'm sorry, I'm just petty. I'm keeping up with the ops, okay? It is what it is. I watched a lot of, what's that show called? Top Boy? Dude, come on. I keep up with the ops. I got to get over it. I spend more time with the ops than I do my family, my mom and dad. You know what? This is a therapeutic episode. I'm done. I'm growing up after this. But again, Frank Saravelli, close to the scene. He's saying what he's saying, and it makes sense too, because the Oilers did see Silovs, and the Oilers have Stuart Skinner. So we'll talk more about it on the other side. Get into your comments. We gotta shout out not Trevor Beggs because he chose his household over us. We're not going to shout him out, but we got to shout out our friends at FanDuel. And again, get into your comments here on Locked On Canucks. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Summer sports are in full swing because, you know the deal, right? Baseball, bada bing, bada boom, home run, dingers. Baseball's still happening. Soccer, it's still happening, yo. I used to play soccer. Why? Because I'm a Fijian. Was I in love with it? No. What did I choose over being a Fijian and playing soccer every weekend in Surrey? I chose street hockey. Okay, again, lots coming out here. Anyways, FanDuel is the place you got to be when you want to, play the game, even though you're not really playing, right? You want to make the games you're watching more exciting. Again, use FanDuel. What are they giving you here? $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. That's Christmas, yo. That's beautiful. That's something else. And you know the deal, right? Same game parlays. Trevor used to, do puzzles with his children, read books to his children. You know what they're all doing now? They're making same game parlays. They're having fun, allegedly, assuming. You should try it out too. They also got fast payouts. Okay, a lot of people, right? Check the check. They need that. The minute they press the button, the bada bing, bada boom, you happy. Go check out FanDuel again. Place a $5 bet. And if you win it, they'll give you $150 in bonus bets. Go check them out at FanDuel.com. Again, FanDuel.com. Have fun. Just have some fun and do so responsibly. People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. My name is Kyle Bowen. One love to the Don't Does Art Lab for taking care of that West Coast bias. Again, you got to look after your neighbors before you look after the world or care about the world. Maybe we'll change that lingo up because I think I'm making more sense with that second one. Speaking of making sense or not making sense, let's get to the comments here again on Locked On Canucks. This one comes from Rick Roma. Can everyone just boo Rick Roma? Can you throw some tomatoes at your laptop screen? Look at this, okay? Imagine giving up a chance to play with your bros on New Jersey to stay with the Canucks team with no direction. I think Quinn is as good as gone. Again, everyone smash your phone into the ground right now. And if you're driving, pull over, and I don't know, bang your head against the roof of your car. Because I want you to forget about what you just read, okay? Rick Roma, if you've been listening, maybe Quinn Hughes is as big as a Canucks fan as I am, okay? If I chose the Canucks over my family, maybe Quinn Hughes will do the same. The next comment. This one comes to Mother Knucker, straight out of America. I think he's from where? Alaska, Portland, right? Anyways, he's saying, I'm not getting buried in my wedding suit it'll be in a Canucks sweater with no cups. Mother Knucker, why are you getting so sad these days, man? With no cups, bro. I know you're like, how old are you? 57, 62, 47, one or the other. Just drink more water, right? Hang out with your family and friends, or friends and family. Watch Locked On Canucks and live until you're 105 years old. It's possible, man. Modern medicine, AI, chat GBT. Again, do the math. To stay alive forever, we'll get one. Unreal, man. That like, where's your hope, Mother Knucker? Mother Knucker and Rick Roma, man, best buds right now. Man, oh man. Anyways, Arturs Silovs to the Oilers. Obviously, it didn't happen. Again, obviously, they would dig into it, considering, again, you could get the AHL Calder Cup MVP for a 4th-round pick and, like, a throw-in. The Oilers would, again, guarantee themselves being in that conversation because they're an NHL team, and you have to do that work with Stuart Skinner and Picard as your goaltending. You want to bring competition into training camp, and Silovs would be one of those guys. Again, Sarah Valley talking about this with Bleacher Report. And, dude, I'm so happy that this didn't happen. I can't be the only one. Because even though it still may not work out for Arturs Silovs, having to, again, follow that if it did happen, like Silovs to Edmonton, then training camp opens up, then I'm talking to myself. I'm keeping track with what's happening with the boys in blue and green and black, red, and yellow in Vancouver during September. But if Silovs is in Edmonton, then what am I doing? I'm watching every single Oilers preseason game and just hoping that Silovs doesn't take the next step in his NHL game, isn't able to track shots from the point. Like, am I, again, diving into all of that? Obviously. If Silovs went to the Oilers, I'd shave it off. I'm already losing the hair. I might as well just go all in. Turn into a monk. I'm going to need that type of, sanity to not bury myself in that type of assumption, because I'm thinking of the worst. I'm thinking of, after making it to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals against the Florida Panthers, this time the Oilers do it because of Arturs Silovs. You know what I'm saying? Unreal. Well, let us know. What would you do if that happened? Would you be mad at Alvin or Rutherford? Again, I wouldn't be able to take that. And did it also come out in Drance's piece that the organization did know that they would get some backlash for giving up on a fan favorite like Arturs Silovs? Yeah, they admitted it. They knew it. Now imagine if he went to the Oilers. Right? How mad would the people be? At that point, you would think it's an inside job. All right? Aquilini, he's got some he's got some like quiet a bit of revenue coming in from the Oilers' success. If again, Silovs goes there. Because that wouldn't be fair. Hey, the rivalry is there. The Oilers are still the most hated team in the Canucks lore right now, especially in these streets, a.k.a. this neighborhood, a.k.a. this studio. Because, again, they broke our hearts. They destroyed our dreams. They set us back years and years. That's not even a lie. And we actually did get to see our city turn into a bunch of phonies when some of us started cheering for the Oilers. Again, I got that bitter taste in my mouth, and I'm just so happy. One of the nicest guys in hockey, Arturs Silovs. Again, Mr. Roberts has nothing on this guy. Deepak Chopra has nothing on this guy. Arturs Silovs, a humanitarian. He could actually change the world. He could. That mindset. Imagine again if that guy, Calder Cup MVP, good goaltender, goes to the Oilers. Man, oh man, I would no. And as Jax is saying, no Silovs for the Coilers. Anywho, let's get to some more comments here on Locked On Canucks. This one goes out to Mother Knucker, the guy that I just, demanded to have more hope, drink more water, live till 110, use modern medicine. He's saying, yo, I got some crazy ass health news recently, and I have to quit playing hockey so the good vibes aren't vibing. I still believe in my cold, dead Canucks. Okay. Good luck to you. One love to you. Take care and practice positivity. Okay. Speaking of which, can everyone just send Mother Knucker some love from Canada to America? Again, Mother Knucker's the biggest American Canucks fan of all time? I think so. And yeah, send some love to him. No tariffs involved. Remove the shipping fee. Let's send some love there. Get well soon. And if it's a retirement for the game of hockey, yo, don't be sad it's gone. Just be happy it was there. Is that how you say the quote? I don't know. Is that in Canada? We didn't learn that stuff in elementary school. Okay, all them cliches. We just learned about hockey, man. Hockey and French. Another subject I failed. Maybe we'll get into that more so on the other side. Can we just talk about the comments? Because Trevor's not here. Trevor, man. He's not here. I don't know what we're talking about today. Ask me anything, okay? Ask me whatever you want. Maybe it's about the Canucks. Maybe it's about Guns N' Roses. Who knows? And we'll finish out the episode. But first, we got to show some love to Indeed. People, today's episode is brought to you by Indeed. Okay? You just realized your business needed to hire somebody yesterday. And how can you find an amazing candidate fast? Easy, just use Indeed. Dude, I'm pretty sure my girlfriend told me to start using Indeed. Do the math. What is she trying to say there? Anywho, when it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other sites. Indeed sponsored jobs put your post at the top of the page and help you reach the right candidates faster. Like I said, I'm pretty sure my girl, she's telling me to use Indeed. Maybe she's telling me to use Indeed because I need some help around the studio. Maybe she's not telling me to get another job. Maybe she's telling me to be a boss and start paying some employees because she's a visionary and that's my girl. If she sees a future with me, she's hopeful. Maybe I got to start using Indeed. And I will because it's easy. And you're also listening to this, right? Now, you can speed up your hiring process with a $75 sponsored job credit. Just go to Indeed.com/lockedon right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast, okay? Terms and conditions do apply. Hiring Indeed is all you need. Okay, we back doing this, talking about your Canucks. My name Kyle Bowen. Trevor Beggs, man. You don't got to boo Trevor Beggs. You don't got to do that. I'm not going to throw my friend under the bus like that, but I think today proved, man, who's the bigger Canucks fan here, man? That's the poll question, man. Who's a bigger Canucks fan, okay? Trevor Beggs or Kyle Bowen? We might actually fist fight over that one. Anywho, let's get to your comments. Oh, man. Pupusero. How do I say this name? Pupusero. What does that even mean? Pupusero de Vancouver. Did I just say a bad word? Pupusero de Vancouver. Anyways, was it too early to trade Arturs Kyle? Oh, man. I know it's been a couple days, so the opinions sway, right? I'm all over the place. Maybe it would have been nice to keep this guy up until September. Like, in and around that time, is it still possible to get a similar package that we just got from him in Pittsburgh? But we're able to, again, see his progress. Maybe use him if Demko or Lankinen go down with injury. Like, could we have postponed this movement? Maybe. But a part of me just believes that maybe this organization sees something in Chase Stillman, right? They got the 4th round pick that was the most they were getting, but they also got a quote unquote prospect. And again, the motor, the way he plays, the tutelage, like they have a history with the family. Like maybe they know something that we don't. And you listen to the guy via his interview with Halford and Bruff, and he seems excited to like really be there. Right? Like very, very excited. He's hopeful that, there's some fruitful opportunity here. And obviously he's an NHL player getting traded to a Canadian team. And, there's also that thing, right? Like, oh, maybe this is his last crack before he's like a career AHLer, right? Or before he has to take the like Kiefer Sherwood route and not, be in the big league up until your late 20s. And as Rick Roma is saying, maybe Stillman is excited to be anywhere at this point. But the motor, the type of player, you could see this guy have some success in the AHL. Maybe he fills out like a Phil DiGiuseppe, but even then, those type of players do help every once in a while, even in playoff games. Like, do you remember how was it Game 5 against the Oilers? Was it Game 5? Anyways, Phil DiGiuseppe scoring a big goal for us. Horrible goal led in by Stuart Skinner. But nonetheless, like, is there that base level of player there? And that base is important. Again, good teams need that strong base. They need to fill out roster spots in various cases where like a player gets hurt, or maybe they package guys like Joshua out the window for something bigger, and they're able to just call up more players in their AHL system to give you like similar output. And yeah, the base is important. So again, you get a base player like Stillman, who has some NHL experience, who doesn't finish all his checks. Like he's that type of dog. And you get the 4th round pick, and maybe that's as great as it gets for a Arturs Silovs trade in July. Damn, how did I do that whole spiel? I felt like a journalism student there, man. Next comment. Oh, okay. And Dub Vancouver saying he's actually the dude from New West. Okay, Vancouver's my life. Nice to see you back, man. Will L saying, what does Quinn's next contract look like? I hope it's like 8 years at whatever. For real. I think he's that good. I think he's the greatest Canuck of all time. When it's all said and done, talent is just off the charts. I still believe at his age, especially with the environment that he has in the summer, again, both his brothers are quote unquote like elite NHLers, right? Really talented. He's got that work ethic around him. Like, this guy's gonna get better. Still only 25 years old. Yeah, just pay this guy whatever. It's 8 years at whatever. It's 6 years at whatever. Even at this point, considering that we still have him for 2, like even if he signs a 4-year deal, and there's that larger sample size for him to, fall in love with the city, believe in the system, and maybe fall more in love with the legacy too. Because I think he's that type of guy, right? Like he's a real hockey player. He don't give up about anything else in this thing called life, other than just like overstatement. I don't know him that well, but just the success of the hockey team, winning a Stanley Cup more preferably. And I think this guy does understand that it's an honor to be a captain for a Canadian team, right? Right? Again, the Vancouver Canucks helped the Florida Panthers win cups. Why? Because revenue sharing, and Florida was able to stay afloat, do their thing when they had nobody coming to the games and they were giving out tickets and cereal boxes, right? Like, playing for a Canadian team and then being the captain for a Canadian team, all while understanding like, oh, I might be one of the best players in the game. Like there's legacy there, like big time legacy. Like when it's all said and done, and let's say Quinn Hughes does win a Stanley Cup here in Canada, brings a cup to Canada for the first time in years, and he happens to again have a lot of Norrises, have a heart, maybe have a Conn Smythe. Then again, 100 years from now, when we're having like campfires around an LED screen, and our robots are roasting our marshmallows, dude, like people are going to be bantering about the NHL, and they're going to say, yo, who's the best NHL defenseman in the history of the game that nobody talks about? It's Quinn Hughes, like 1,000 years from now, or like top 3 ever, all the time, no debate in every discussion when it comes to that type of defenseman. Again, look at the film. If Quinn Hughes is surrounded by a friendly Elias Pettersson and JT Miller last year, if he's just surrounded by professionalism around him when it comes to those 2 players too, look at how this guy got better after his Norris Trophy win. And if this guy has, again, Pettersson and Miller on his side, plus stayed healthy. This guy's picking up like 110 points. We're talking about one of the best seasons in NHL history. Like he was on that trajectory / doing whatever he wanted, game in and game out. Exceptional on some McDavid-ish. On the Cale Makar-ish too. And, you know, we hear these comparisons all the time. Like, who's better, Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar? Yo, we're just living in that time. We're living in that Gretzky Lemieux time. It is what it is. Like, both these guys could go down as the greatest things since Bobby Orr and Nicholas Lidstrom because they're just that exceptional. So, yeah, you just pay Quinn Hughes whatever he wants, 8 years, 14 mil, like Dan Jardine is saying, 8 years, 14.25, like NGK is saying. Dude, just give him Lululemon too. Give him Arturs. Quinn Hughes is good for the economy. You keep him around forever. You pay him for how many years, for whatever amount. It is what it is. Last comment. Look at this hope, man. Okay, Mike Laval. On some days, the most rational guy on the program. Deep down, always the happiest. Okay, I can tell. Chase Stillman is similar to Burrows in play style. Remember on one of those reports we read about Chase Stillman, somebody did compare him to Alex Burrows. Again, Stillman, Burrows type in play style. There's still a chance for him to develop and be an effective third-line player. Mike, man. Thank you. So it goes back to the whole Silovs thing. Like, was this the right time to trade him? Again, maybe they weren't getting that extra chance, right? It's like getting 2 fourth-round picks. Look at this comment too. I know I said it was the last one, but hey, we clicking buttons. We doing whatever. Bob Blueger saying only Orr Coffey broke 110 points in a season as defenseman. Both did it multiple times. Quinn is next. Again, just go look at how Quinn was dominating game in and game out last year. If Petey's Petey and if Miller's Miller and they're healthy and they're dude, this guy was prime time to have just an extraordinary year. And look at LaPrimo, man, saying our whole team is effective. Our whole team is effective third liners. That was a subliminal shot, right? At the Canucks, and everyone boo LaPrimo. Come on, we're trying to be hopeful here. Come on, man. Mother Nuck is not feeling well, and you talking about our whole team being third liners. Oh, can we actually end it on this note? Last note, okay? Again, because LaPrimo, I understand what he's saying. Again, the Canucks on paper, with not understanding who Pettersson is still. Yeah, we got good defense, and yeah, we got the best D in Vancouver is at Rogers Arena. Right? Don't tell your girl that. Yo, the best D is in Rogers Arena. Yeah, we know that. Great goaltending too. But that offense, it could be boring. In fact, the Canucks are going to have a lot of success if they just trap it up. I know. But they could do some special things. So I want to ask this, okay? Again, the boring four group, boom, bam. Look at the D, look at the goaltending. Like this could be, we like to bring up Scott Niedermayer and Quinn Hughes a lot. Like this could be very similar to how New Jersey found success. Late 90s, early 2000s. Are you willing to destroy the game of hockey and make it so boring? Like, are you okay with that rhetoric possibly being a thing if the Canucks find success? Again, the Canucks are just so hated across the league because they made the game boring and they're successful and they're winning. Would you be okay with that? Like the Canucks winning a cup, or not just winning a cup. Like let's just say like being successful, getting to the finals, having a chance. But what we had to do was make the game unsexy, right? Because I keep saying that too. Like fans are going to be bored. We might find success, but I wonder how happy Canucks fans will be understanding that this is like a boring brand of hockey. Yo, winning fixes everything. I don't care how it looks for the most part. Like, and I believe if done well and led by Quinn Hughes and Thatcher Demko, like there is a recipe there for just being a defensive juggernaut. winning at the other end of the spectrum where, like, hockey is going and everyone's scoring and boom, bam, even Florida scoring like 4 to 5 goals a game. Like, on the other end of that, is there a successful team that just traps it up, Jacques Lemaire's it up? Yo, possibly. And it could be your Canucks. And I'm okay with destroying the hockey, the game in itself, destroying the NHL and finding success and taking the smoke. Because those New Jersey teams were just so hated. Like, even some of those LA Kings teams, right, that won 2 cups, hated for how they played the game. Anyways, I'm down for that smoke. My name Kyle Bound, KYLEBHAWAN. Let us know in the comments, okay? Who's the bigger Canucks fan, Trevor Beggs or Kyle Bound? I'm not trying to, start beef, but hey, I'm just trying to make my mama proud, okay? Imagine that show or that. Hit the like button, subscribe to the show. One love to the Don't Doze Art Lab again. You just watched Locked On Canucks. Have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good night. If you're not watching this live, then we don't know when you're watching or listening to this, but hey, we truly do appreciate it. Peace.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.